I feel like I can't start this video without first talking about my hair. Obviously, it's a little different. So I got it dyed brown to cover up all of the bleached part and to match with my natural roots that were growing in. And the goal is to eventually not have any dyed hair anymore and just let my hair grow all the way out again. But I wasn't willing to cut it pixie to cut off all the bleached part. And so it's now dyed and it's super dark. They said it was going to fade quite a bit. But right now it is very dark. It's darker than my natural shade. But anyways, the reason we're actually here is to give you a tour of my bookshelf. Okay, so starting from the top, these are all my board games, which at first I only had like 1 or 2 layers of board games. And so I was like, oh, this is a great place for these. For Christmas this year, I ended up getting 4 board games. And so that's really what pushed it over the top to a ridiculous pile. And so at some point I'm going to need to figure out another place for those. But right now, I mean, it's working. And then next down, the shelf is kind of stuff that I use regularly. So this bag is for my flute and music for the community band that I'm in, which I don't think I've mentioned that I'm in a community band on here, but I am. It's very fun. And then other stuff in here is like my D&D folder, a folder for the tabletop game that I was the DM for and then have lost time to do it. This is my diploma from college, and then more D&D odds and ends. And this tray was made for me by a friend of mine. It's so cute. And then we move on down. This shelf is all book series that were very important to me in my childhood. So these are all Percy Jackson books. I have 2 copies of all of the Percy Jackson series and then several other books that Rick Riordan wrote surrounding like Greek mythology, a book of Greek myths that Rick Riordan wrote the foreword to. We're sensing a theme. And then I have this nice fake plant and all my Harry Potter books, which were also very special to me in childhood, just at a slightly different time. And a paperweight that came from my grandmother's house. She had a bunch of these. And when she moved, I got to have this pink one. And then my DVD shelf. So the 2 things that stand out here are the box collection of Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? It's, let me see if I can get it out. It's in a mystery machine, which is awesome. And it's nice to have these because they've never shown up on Netflix or anything. Netflix has other Scooby-Doo, but not the original series. And then we have Harry Potter next to it, and then just some other favorites. I don't buy DVDs very often, so it's either something that's really, really special to me. This isn't even mine. I borrowed that from a friend. So movies that are really special to me, like Rocket Man. Or also I have movies that I've had a hard time finding on Netflix and things like that. So I don't know if anyone's familiar with Eloise at the Plaza. Focus, please. Yeah. There we go. It was a made-for-TV movie from like 2006, maybe? Let me see. 2003. It's so cute. It has Julie Andrews in it. Anyways, it was one of my favorite movies as a kid and absolutely holds up. And then we have every single episode of Monk ever released. So Monk was my favorite. As a kid, it was the first time I ever had a favorite TV show that was for adults. before my favorite TV shows were like Barney or something like that. I'm sure there was something in between Barney and Monk, but you know what I mean. And so back in the days before Netflix, my parents every year for Christmas would buy me a new season of Monk on DVD. And then these are a set of porcelain dogs who are in a band. And they were also from my grandmother's house. I don't have any idea where they came from. So as we come on down to these shelves, the thing that you should know about me and my bookshelf is that I don't really buy books anymore. So my bookshelf is very representative of like books that I read high school and earlier. So this shelf especially is just like, I got my John Green section. I have The Night Circus. That's an exception. I read that as an adult. But then I have all of the Madeleine L'Engle, A Wrinkle in Time books. Over here I have the American Girl books, which I loved. I was a big fan of American Girls and American Girl dolls. Oh, I really want to pull this out, please. Did anyone ever read The Great Ghost Rescue? I loved this book. It's so cute. I need to reread it like around Halloween or something. I don't remember hardly anything about it except all the characters were ghosts, but I read it in like 4th grade and it stuck with me. Obviously not well enough that I remember anything about the plot. I assume there's a rescue going on. So anyway, when we move down here, we have, this is kind of my nonfiction section. So in here I have flute music. I have my old, oh my goodness, my Animal Crossing guide from the GameCube game. Wow, that's really cool. I loved this game so much. And then I have some cookbooks, which were mostly gifts, I think, and I refer to every once in a while. I have Dungeons and Dragons, I have Monster of the Week, I have Celestial Sleuth, which was written by a professor of mine. It's a really cool book. Celestial Sleuth, Using Astronomy to Solve Mysteries in Art, History, and Literature. And then these are piano books that I am borrowing because I'm working on learning the piano. It's a slow process, but it's coming along. And then these are all my yearbooks from kindergarten through graduating high school. And I covered up all my school names with Post-it notes because y'all don't get to know me like that. And then finally, we have the very bottom shelf. So these are like childhood picture books that were special to me for a reason, one reason or another, that I wanted to keep into adulthood. And then this section is my Calvin and Hobbes books. I loved Calvin and Hobbes. It was very formative to my childhood years. My dad would read it to me. And so I have a collection of Calvin and Hobbes books, and my dad has the full collection of every single Calvin and Hobbes strip. But my dog Calvin was actually named after Calvin from Calvin and Hobbes. So fun piece of trivia there. Trivia about myself. What's in here? Oh my gosh. I forgot about this. It was hiding behind Calvin and Hobbes. So I had this book of these, what are they called? This book is like falling apart. I loved it as a kid. I'll put it on the screen. I'm going to find out what they're called. But it's the thing where if you like unfocus your eyes and like pull it away from your face, you see an image. Like I now see an image of a person pouring something from a test tube into a coffee cup. Sounds like poison. because this is a murder mystery. But I was obsessed as a kid. It took me forever to get the technique down to see these. And I still don't think I've ever read the book. I don't know why I had this as a kid. I don't know where it came from. But I just was obsessed with seeing the pictures. So this is some people sitting around a table with cups and a big bottle of something, and they look like they're arguing. And the sun's out. It's so weird. It's just this this like tessellated picture. And you can see things in it, and I'm thrilled that I found this. I'm gonna play with this after this video. And so then the final section is these are all of Rick Riordan's books that are not Percy Jackson. And I still don't think I even have all of them. I got behind on reading them a couple years ago, and I've been slow catching up. But look at this. One man wrote all of these and everything up there in like the last 10 years. That's so many, Rick Riordan. Why do you do this? More than 10 years, 15 years. Okay. But still. So thank you for watching. I'm going to go look at these things now and rediscover my love of whatever they're called. Bye!